Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before moving on today's important session, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. We have hardly 3 months to go for the board examinations. So let us learn certain important diagrams where you can score well. I'll be going through chapter-wise diagrams and also advise you to draw only NCERT textbook diagrams. Chapter number 2, Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. This is a diagram of LS of a flower or longitudinal section of typical flower. This is a diagram of TS of a young anther. In case if they ask only draw neat label diagram of a TS of a young anther or transfer section of a young anther, you have to draw only A. In case if they ask draw TS of the young anther along with the enlarged view of a microsporangium showing wall layers, you have to draw both A and B. Next diagram on the screen which I am showing you is structure of pollen grain or sectional view of the pollen grain. Also remember, these diagrams can be asked for 3 marks, 2 marks or 5 marks. I am only showing you all the important diagrams. This is called as structure of ovule or anatropous ovule or structure of megasporangium. It's a very important diagram to be noted. The diagram which I am showing on the screen is a structure of a mature embryo sac. In case if they ask 2, 4, 8 nucleated embryo sac and mature embryo sac, you have to draw all the structures given on the screen. This diagram on the screen is longitudinal section of a pollen tube or pollen grain germination or pollen pistil interaction. Both of these diagrams are important. Either any one can be asked, a typical dicot embryo or LS of a grass embryo monocot. Chapter 3, Human Reproduction, very important chapter. This is TS of male reproductive system. Either male reproductive system can be asked or female reproductive system can be asked. But it is a must question. This is TS of female reproductive system. Very important one. This is TS of mammary gland. TS or sectional view of seminiferous tubule. When it is been asked, you have to draw this diagram. This is TS of ovary or mammalian ovary. Structure of a human sperm or structure of a sperm can be asked. You have to draw this diagram. In most of the question papers, Karnataka Board Examination Class 12 that have come across, when spermatogenesis and oogenesis schematic diagram or explanation is been given, male and female reproductive system diagram will not be asked. Same goes with the male and female reproductive system. If the diagram is given, the schematic representation will be avoided. The last diagram in this chapter is menstrual cycle. Usually the explanation question will be asked, but if we want to score 70 on 70, even this diagram is very important. Next, moving on to chapter 6. Once again, it's a very important chapter. So this is structure of DNA on the screen. This is structure of nucleosome. The Hershey and Chase experiment. This is Michelson and Stahl experiment. This is DNA replication fork or replication fork. The structure of Lac-Aperon model is very important. And this question has been asked number of times. Structure of transcription unit. Structure of transcription in prokaryotes. Transcription in eukaryotes. This is a structure of translation. Structure of tRNA or adapter molecule. Chapter number 7, only one important diagram, Miller-Urey experiment. Chapter number 8, Human Health and Diseases. This is an structure of antibody molecule. This is life cycle of HIV. Stages in life cycle of Plasmodium. Chapter 10, Microbes and Human Welfare. Only one important diagram, Biogas plant. Chapter number 11, Biotechnology Principle and Processes. When coming to important diagrams, even this chapter is very important. And here on the screen you can see agarose gel electrophoresis. Both of the diagrams are important, but any one can be asked. Simple stirred tank bioreactor or sparge stirred tank bioreactor. Next is the very important plasmid, that is PBr 332. This is recombinant DNA technology or rDNA technology. This can be either called as PCR or polymerase chain reaction. In chapter number 12, biotechnology and its application, only one important diagram is important, that is maturation of proinsulin into insulin. Chapter number 13, organisms and population. This is a population growth curve where the exponential growth and the logistic growth curve both are represented in the graph. This is representation of age pyramids for human population. Chapter number 14, ecosystem. The pyramid of numbers, biomass and energy are equally important when it is coming to theoretically as well as schematic representation. As well as carbon cycle and phosphorus cycle, both the cycles are important. Chapter number 15, biodiversity and conservation. Here, showing species area relationship graph is important. Chapter number 16, that's the last chapter in the NCERT syllabus of class 12. Here only one diagram is important, that is electrostatic precipitator, which you can see on the screen. Also not to forget, diagrams can be asked for around 15 to 20 marks in your board examinations or any preparatory examinations. So all the best my dear students, rock the paper.